as we can see now, our host has a MAC layer, routing layer, and application layer. The application layer has two gates, in and out, and the routing layer has two gates in and two gates out. We connect them as we can see here. Okay. So now let's write our application code. Actually, the application CC here, we need to write code at the beginning of the at the beginning of the simulation. We need to make sure when the simulation starts, the application create the first message. Okay. So the application create a message here. Okay. How the message created? We can see that when we initialize at the beginning of the simulation here, we need to create a C message. Omnet PV C message. Okay, we just give it a name like a timer, and this one is equal to new Omnet PV C message. Okay, and give it any name here. Let's say just a timer. So the timer 2 is like a timer, and we need to send it to ourselves. How we send it? We send it by a function, we call it schedule add. Actually, this message, this function is belong to the what? Belong to the CCC symbol module class. The message that we need to send it is what? Is the timer, isn't it? And what is the time that we need to send it? Let's say we need to send it at second 1 second. And what is the object that we send it? We send this one, the timer. Okay. Once we send it, we will receive it here, but we will receive it as the self message. So we check if the message that we receive is a self message. Self message. Is self message. Okay. Then what we do is we start to create our first traffic. Else, that means it come from somewhere else. Because at the application, if we open the application, we either receive it from when we open the host here. So the application, either we receive a self message or we receive a message from the routing. Am I right? Clear? Because we receive message from the routing and we receive message from ourselves. So if we receive the message from ourselves, that means it is time to send the message out. So what we do here, if it is a self message, we create send the message out. But before we send the message out, we need to create application data. So here we need to create new message class. Okay, and we call it was application data. Okay, this one empty message, new message file, sorry. and from the object type what bucket. Okay, finish. So now at the application here we need to import the header file of that. So here we include the header message for this one is what they call it, application data underscore h dot h. Okay, so now build the simulation to make sure the thing are what the application h2 is created. So it will take time here. Okay, so now if we open the application here, we can see application underscore m, not h, sorry, application underscore m dot h. So now we build again. Yeah, it is building right now. We're building the office base 37%, but this time supposed to be no problem because now the application data underscore m dot h is included here. Actually, this header file is it auto generated. Okay, so now here what we do is we create an object from this one, application data. Okay, our data is equal to new application data. Okay, and this class is empty. That's it. So now we create our application data already. Okay, before you do this one, actually the application data here, we can create the field as we look. So for example, let's say integer destination address. Let's say we have another integer is a source address. Okay, and then we have another integer, let's say we call it the size, data size. Okay, before we use this parameter here, we need to build the simulation again. So I go and build again because I need to regenerate the source file for this one. Once the run finish, now I can use them inside my application. Okay, now the run finish, and now I can open here, and now I create my application data. Now I can put the source and destination. For example, my data, let's say the source set source let's say here is we put 1. Okay, and let's say our data dot set size, actually data size in it, sorry, data size, it is an integer, am I right? Let's say the size of this one is 512 byte. Okay, now let's say set the what data, because we need to set the parameter, am I right? Here we set what, set destination. Let's say just we assume it is 1 here because we are not doing any protocol inside here. Okay, once we set this one here, we need to send it out. Okay, we send the data to, or what is the gate name, that name out, the gate name, we send it the data. Okay, and then here we put the gate name. The gate name is what? The application to the application out, isn't it? So if we go here for application, the application, we have the routing in, routing out. Sorry, how we connect it? The application routing out, isn't it? So the this one number what? Routing out. Okay, once we send it, now we need to do what? We need to reschedule another one after a while, because we need to generate traffic like in cyclic way. So we don't send one bucket and stop. We need to send bucket and then wait for another second, then we send another bucket. So we need to schedule at another one. Okay, we schedule the same message. Okay, and the time is what? Actually the time is same time, the current same time, plus a time at the time between one bucket another bucket. So the time, let's say call it time interval. Time interval. Okay, so now we need to create this time interval. Actually this time interval is supposed to be what? A new parameter, and the new parameter we declare it at the application header. So here we create public, then we create let's say integer or double, and we give it the name what? Time interval. That's it. Okay, then at the application layer, at the initial, we need to the time interval too, we need to what? We need to get it. The good way to get it, actually in the application.ned here, we create one parameter from the type what? Double. Okay, we call it the what? Send interval, because this one for each host supposed to be different, isn't it? Because when I use my PC, not same like you use your PC, and actually this one is like this, and is equal to by default let's say by default is equal to what? 0.5 second. That means every 0.5 second we send what? We send the bucket. Okay, so how to read this one here? Inside the application here, I need to create the time interval. I need to initiate it. The time interval, the parameter, this one, time interval, is equal to, how to get that one? We write it by bar, and the name that we write here inside the application.ned, send interval, isn't it? Okay, hopefully it worked. because this one is different from one what do you call it, one version of dominate to another version. Sometimes we need beside time interval too, we need to make sure it is double or something like that. So now once we create it, we need to cast it to the type what, double. So this one here, we read the time interval, the one that we write it inside the NAD file inside here, and just we put that value to here. Okay, so time interval. Now every time interval we send the message out, because we set our reminder to create a new message, new application data, and we send it out. The same thing we can use for the what, data size and destination and source. Let's say we need to do another one for data size. So here we create another parameter from the type, let's say integer, data size, let's say by default is equal to 512 byte. Okay, so we go here, the application header, we create data size, we create integer here, name data size, and this data size here we read it from the NAD file. So we say data size is equal to, actually from the type integer, we read it by the function bar, and the name of the parameter is what, data size. Okay, so now here the data size, and it says you just put a number, we have this parameter here is the data size. That means here every 0.5 second we send 512 byte. Actually that is 1 megabyte every what 1 kilobyte every 1 second, because half second we send what, half byte. So 1 second we send 1 kilobyte. Clear? Hello, say something.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
I think we need to stop for a while, because we run more than 15 minutes. I ask you to remind me. Don't let me go, because then we cannot upload to the YouTube.